Howdy folks, it's Friday morning for me. It's been a moment. Life's been busy. I've already put bloom water to the face, hot towel, got the face prepped. And today, the shave soap of the day is going to be Clubman Pinaud. If you haven't seen this soap before, it's in about a 2-ounce tub. It's you can push your finger in it. It's relatively soft, but it's not a croak by any means. It does have a scent to it. I haven't been able to put my finger on what that scent is, but it doesn't match the aftershave, if that's what you're thinking. No, it doesn't do that. So the shaver of the day is going to be a Gem Micromatic. This one here is a Flying Wing, and it has a gem blade in it. And if you ever wondered what that meant, basically it means that it's Teflon coated. Got it whipped up here in my shaving bowl here. It's got the grooves in the bottom, using a ever-ready brush that's been reknotted by Strike Gold Shave. And we'll go ahead and wet the face and get busy here. I got this shaving soap as well as the beard balm that I'll be using off camera when I get done here. But here it is. Looks like they're almost the same kind of container, different sticker. Got it for Christmas one year. Like I said at the beginning, things have been busy at my house, and I've been squeezing in some quick shaves about every other day, it seems like. Hopefully here in the next couple of weeks things will quote unquote get back to normal. Different kind of busy. As you can kind of tell, I whip my shaving cream up a little on the moist side, and you can kind of see how this one's going on. It's creamy, but to me it seems like a excuse me, different kind of creamy than what I'm used to. Also, I've had my razor and blade over here warming up in a warm mug of water here. That's pretty much my routine with my razors. Just have them warming up in some warm water. When this soap first came out, that was probably the the biggest complaint, was that the scent of the soap, which is a pleasant scent. There's nothing wrong with the scent. It's just everybody was expecting to match the aftershave, and it doesn't, even by my nose, which only works part of the time. Now, I do understand that for some folks, they say with a gem razor like this, or a clog proof, or ones that style that you've seen with the open comb, that they don't get a smooth, comfortable shave with these razors. And it might have something to do with the blade. This gem blade, like I said, is Teflon coated. There's other blades that are like this that aren't Teflon coated. That's something to give some thought, is that, maybe it's more perhaps it's the pre-shave routine, maybe it's the blade itself. Because this blade here is pretty smooth. There is a website. I've been looking into these single edge blades. And if a person looks a little while online, they'll find out that these blades, they're not all, how you say, made equal. This one here is a stainless steel blade, and there's others that are carbon, and how they're, I guess you might say, the edge, how they're shaped is different. And the verbiage that is used is what they use is facet, and some are 3 facet and some are 2 facet. And from what I was reading, 2 facet may last you longer, but 3 facet is considered to be sharper. And that might make a world of difference on what kind of shave you're after. Because if you, depending on what kind of beard you have, if it's not really hard on the blade, in other words, a 2 facet, according to what I read, will last you longer. Well, if you're looking for a blade that lasts you longer, and if you don't have a beard that's kind of like mine, where the whiskers are really hard on a blade, you might go with a 2 facet that lasts longer, get more shaves out of the blade. For me, I lean, in other words, I've worked both ways with them, and I really feel like the sharper blade is the one I'm after because of how my beard is. My beard's hard on a blade. It's not the coarsest beard that I have seen, but it is definitely coarse. Still stays in that, I guess you might say, that definition, at least the way I look at it. I feel like my whiskers give it a good run for the money if it's blade that can't hold its edge against my whiskers. I get just as smooth a shave with this as I do with a DE razor, so for me, my experience, these are great shavers. Inexpensive, find them everywhere. As old as these razors are, and they still turn, flip open, twist open, they're well made. It does have a little bit of feedback as I go across the green. And this soap gives me plenty of slickness. I'd have to say the cushion is perhaps it's not that it's bad by any means, but it's not the the most cushion I've had out of soaps. If you go to Clubman Online, you can get this 2-ounce soap for about $6. I think it's like $5.95, something like that. So you figure that per ounce, that's $3 per ounce. So if you, in other words, put it in the same category with other soaps, so the same price range, you might, depending on what your wants and needs are, you might be looking for something different. But due to the size, 2-ounce size, it's a lot smaller. It's easier to travel with, takes up less room, and it's not a bad soap by any means. I like it. It works well for me. But if you're wanting to, how can you say, split hairs at that price range, you know, you might, I understand for some that might opt for a different kind of soap. And this is, like I said, it's a different kind of creamy. I can't put my finger on what makes it so different. But you can kind of tell. I mean, the brush is just, it's got plenty in there. It just doesn't, it's not a real thick lather. I think maybe what's going on, what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't have a whole lot of air to it. Had no problems whipping it up. Never had those air bubbles that you normally see. I've never had that happen with this. Maybe it's because it's a, it might be a thirsty soap. So with my routine with how much water I normally start out with a soap, maybe I'm starting out with the right amount for the soap. Who knows? You can kind of tell I don't have any problems with it clogging up either. Goes back to the clog proof. I shave with one of those two. Not a bad shaver at all. But of all the shavers, those seem to be the ones that are the hardest to find in, you know, as good a shape as this one here. I normally would be shaving with a single edge on Saturday, but I'll be shaving with the shave head on Saturday. I'll make a video then. Like I said, my past 2 weeks have been kind of messed up, being busy and all that sort of thing, so my routine's a little out of whack right now. I'm expecting the next week things to get closer to being on par like they usually are. Feedback is, you definitely get the feedback on this razor. I like this blade. This blade works well for me. I have mentioned about the blades from CVS, and they're okay, but I think that's because those are, can't remember for sure if those are carbon or not. This blade here is a little smoother, in other words. Got these blades through Triblade, triblade.com, and that's where it's a good place to try out blades going with razors. And if you have as many razors as I do, you might want to write some of that stuff down on what blade worked well with what razor, because if it's a while in between uses, you might forget what blade that might have surprised you. I'm going to go check out the alum block. This is a pretty smooth shave. I don't know the alum block's going to have a whole lot to say this morning. I've had a spot, it's right about there. Here lately I've been getting some stinging right there and over here to match. So it might be something to do with my technique right in that area when I'm shaving. I dry my block off on a dry towel, put it right back in its container, and close the lid. So far I have not had any ill effect by doing it that way. So when you're sharing a bathroom with other people, don't always want all your stuff just laying out, trying to air dry and whatnot. It's one of those things I do to help put things away for me. And witch hazel today is going to be Humphreys. And kind of tell there, close to being right around the halfway mark. I usually use an alum block as well as the witch hazel. That's a pretty smooth, close shave there. I don't try to go for a BBS by any means. Not looking to get a bunch of irritation, trying to get close. Yeah, that's pretty close though. Nice shave. Nice shave. Quite happy with it. I could, these, in other words, if you're looking at paring down your shaving din with razors, yeah, I'm keeping those. Those are good shavers. Clubman. I have 2 more bottles of this. And also have the classic vanilla also. Show you the restrictor here in just a moment. When I first started wet shaving in 2015, one of the first aftershaves that I went and got. Well, for one reason, you can find them in, it's easy to find them in CVS. And I do believe it's kind of hit and miss with the beauty shops around here. Sometimes you can find Clubman, sometimes it's the vanilla, but typically there's not a whole lot of variety there. This one here, ordered online, and that right there is what the restrictor looks like. See if you get a good idea how big it is. That might, for some folks, that is important, how big that restrictor is. In other words, is it just going to pour out real fast, or does it come out relatively slow? And this one here, it's manageable. It doesn't gush out. I've got some others, like maybe a Barbasol, for instance, that holds pretty good size, so it's going to come out in a hurry. Go back over what I shaved with today. Is I used the Clubman soap here. Like I said, it's in a 2-ounce container, and I got the beard balm that goes with it. Now this beard balm works well for me in that it's this color, or it might be considered neutral, because I've used some others that have the beeswax that's kind of yellow. Well, it turns my whiskers yellow also. And the shaver of the day, shake the water off. It's referred to as a flying wing or a bullet tip, and this is what referring to as a bullet tip. And there's the blade. Like I said, this one here is Teflon coated, and one of the things I kind of complain about or concerned about is that on some of my other blades, I don't know if you can see that it says Jim right there, is that and then on the back side it says stainless, is that on my the carbon blades, they have a tendency to, I guess you might say, change colors when I'm using them. By the time I'm done using the blade, it has a tendency to turn kind of a black color, and maybe that's just the nature of the blade being carbon steel. Really enjoy these razors. Like I say, they're inexpensive. For as old as these are, they still work just fine. I enjoy using them. Had a very nice shave today. Everybody stay safe, hydrated. It's warm out there. Smooth shaves to you.